It's been a hectic week in the markets with Trump introducing tariffs on the entire world and sending the markets into turmoil that hasn't been seen in many decades, only for Trump to wind back in the tariffs, except for China, and go forward with something a lot softer, which he probably had planned the entire time, and the markets recovered accordingly. Now, one piece of news that you might have missed while all this chaos was going on is that the Virtuals protocol is now listed on Binance, and by extension, all the tokens that are on the Virtuals protocol have a great chance of doing outsized returns going forward, especially if we are going to see a resumption of this bull market and Bitcoin's going to get back up to those 110, 120 or even 150k levels. So what is Game by Virtuals? And it's a modular agentic framework that enables an agent to plan actions and make decisions autonomously based on the information provided to it. It's a decision-making engine built on foundation models that can be used to power agents in different environments and platforms, given an agent's goal, personality, relevant information, and available actions and functions. So basically what Game is that if you have an AI agent that needs to make a decision, it can call out to the Game framework. The Game framework will process all the information based on what capabilities the agent has, and then the Game framework will come up with a decision for the agent to make, send it back to the agent, and then the agent can go forward with that correct decision made. So Game basically allows AI agents to outsource their decision making, and then the Game framework has a superior decision making process, and it just makes the decision for it, sends it back, and then the AI agent can go forward with that decision. So anyone can use Game regardless of the Launchpad platform and whether an agent token is involved. So whether you're creating an AI agent or an app that needs AI to make decisions, dynamically adapt to feedback and correct errors, Game has got you covered. So Game is the decision-making engine for other AI agents. Looking at the historic performance of the Game's protocol, and we can see when it was released in that November-December period when the market was pumping, we can see that it had huge returns of 6,300%. So if you put 1,000 in, you would have made a hell of a lot of money. And then subsequently, it also came down in value. First, it came down about 87%, and people would have thought the bottom was in, but then it sank another 8% down to like 97%, and it's down 97% from the all-time highs. Now, one thing we need to consider is that since Virtuals was listed on Binance, then the Game protocol has had a strong bounce back. And given that it's at such a low market cap, it may make sense to allocate some money into it, because if BTC pumps, some of that money is going to trickle into Virtuals, and Virtuals is going to have a run, and then Game is probably going to go on a more outsized run because it's at such a small market cap right now. So one last thing we want to look at is if we did get back to the previous all-time highs, that would be an increase of 1,193%. So if you do have some money on the side that you want to gamble or put into a high-risk play, and you put $1,000 into this, you could turn it into $100,000 if Game got back to those all-time high levels. And it is looking quite good. The Fed are on the side. They've said they're ready to cut rates and print money. Now it's just a case of waiting to see if they're actually going to do that or whether they're not going to do that. And then we've got a huge amount of debt in the United States that has to be refinanced as well. So cutting rates is the goal of the Trump administration. They want to get that debt refinanced at a lower interest rate, and hopefully we get the money printing and quantitative easing as well, which they have said they were stopping the quantitative tightening in April. So quantitative easing is next. The Fed is ready to use all tools available to it, and if we do get a resumption of the bull run and Bitcoin up to something like 150k, then a play like Game by Virtuals could be a really easy 100x. We have to be strategic, we have to get in before the crowd. Now, I'm not buying this token yet. I want to wait and see what Bitcoin does in the next week or so, but if the writing's on the wall that we're going on a resumption of the bull run, then Game is something I would be looking at getting some money into, just because of the risk to reward profile of the coin looking really good right now. And that's going to wrap up our video today. And if you like the content, Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video